Hey fellas,
What's going on?
so good to see your
Much
faces.
man, how we doing?
All right. Well, welcome back everybody. It is episode 7 of Blitz and Bricks today. We are going to jump right into it. Everyone said their hellos already. We got news. Breaking news as of right now. Um, two breaking news. Packers running back Josh Jacobs has just been arrested and booked on 5 charges, including domestic abuse and strangulation and suffocation. Hunter, you have the actual charges pulled up if you want to read those off.
Yep. He's been arrested on 5 charges of battery, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidation of a victim. Pretty gnarly stuff.
Yeah, that is crazy, and that is a massive loss to the Packers. Josh Jacobs has been having such a. I mean, what did he have? Was it 13 straight games with a touchdown this past season or something like that? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I was
going to
whether
be
this like most recent one or the year before that, but he's been a touchdown monster for them.
exactly
Especially
a magnet when
for
they're inside the red zone.
really their wide receiver one is actually like it's Tucker Craft. So,
I don't
but
know,
yeah,
man. Jaden Reed just got a big contract extension, and Dontavian Wicks and what's his name, Romeo Dobbs are
Matthew
out the door.
Silver.
So Matthew Golden is in for a big year, I'd say. But yeah, that's a big loss to the Packers. And also in breaking news just now, the Chargers are signing a Derwin James to an extension. It's a 3-year, $75 million deal. Derwin James is getting pretty old, so that's a lot of
Dang.
money for.
Yeah, no, that's a lot, especially for a safety.
Yeah, and the guy
Oh,
did
yeah.
well. The guy did just pick up Travis Kelsey and body slam him like 2 years ago. Kelsey said that was like the scariest moment of his entire career because he's a little too old for that.
Yeah.
Uh, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into already broken news. This past week, we saw this past season's MVP and Super Bowl 56 champion Matthew Stafford and the Rams agree on a 1-year, $55 million deal, worth up to $60 million with incentives per Adam Schefter. I think this gives LA a lot more cushion. As Stafford now has 2 years remaining on his deal, and he's got up to $105 million left. I mean, that's great for the guy who's probably going to be retiring by the end of this. Uh, I think this is the right move by LA. You retain your MVP QB. You also drafted QB 13th overall. That is not at all ready to start yet. I mean, even with an offense like the Rams and a coaching staff like Sean McVay's, Ty Simpson is not a day one starter. But that being said, him and Stafford have a similar play style, and I think that watching them play, you'll see some similarities. So that's going to be a great situation for mentorship there for Ty getting to learn under Stafford for the next now 2 years. I think if you really look at it, the second QB taken off the board in this year's draft is in a similar situation to that of the first overall pick, Fernando Mendoza. Both of these guys are in a great situations. They locked in two veteran QBs that have the exact same game on and off the field. I feel um, Mendoza, I think, has a much higher ceiling than Cousins, but I think that's great that the two of them found guys that they can relate to so well. Ashton, you got anything?
Yeah, the Texans just restructured Nico Collins' contract. He'll be earning an extra 9 million, I think, this year, and then 8 million next year. So the Texans are making it very obvious where they are going to be placing their chips over the next couple of years, and I don't believe that will be with CJ Stroud in the following year, unless he can prove something. Which, if you're just going over the course of his career, probably not looking too hot there. But they've paid Will Anderson and Nico Collins, and the Lions have also just extended Jack Campbell, their all pro linebacker, which I was not too happy to hear because I was hoping the Cowboys could somehow get him in the next couple of years, or probably next year at the end of his contract. But they're locking down a great linebacker in Jack Campbell, um, bringing him back for, I think, 4 years is what it said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's big for both teams. I think that's huge for Houston. Nico Collins has been a phenomenal wide receiver, even with the woes of C.J. Stroud's elongated sophomore slump. He still produces. I mean, you just get the ball in his hands and he'll make it happen. So that's great for him. I think that's a good move for Houston. We'll see. This is a prove it year for CJ. And we'll see if he can earn himself a long-term deal, but I don't think he's going to be paid like a top 10 quarterback. If he does earn himself a contract, I think he'll be getting more of a lower end deal. He's going to really have to prove something for Houston this year, and that also Jack Campbell, that's huge for the Lions defense as well. I think that they still have some places that they can improve on the defense, but that is big to keep a guy who's probably going to be your field general back there. Moving over to New York, it's been a not so tough week for New York as the Knicks have completed the sweep last night over the Cavs. They have led their way into the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, which is incredible, and they get there by a sweep. And New York has been letting the world know. I mean, they're about up in flames as of last night, and sheesh, it's crazy. I think it's going to be a whole lot worse when they get swept in the finals by the Spurs, because let me tell you, the San Antonio Spurs are not losing another basketball game this postseason. They're going to win. They're going to win tonight. I want the Spurs tonight, and 2 days from now, I want the Spurs again. Spurs in 6. They're clearing OKC. They're walking into the finals. Pop came into the locker room after that Game 3 loss and ripped them a freaking new one. And we have seen nothing but great play since. I mean, they came out and blew out the Thunder like they were nothing in Game 4, tying the series 2-2, and I think that they're going to come out and win again tonight in OKC and make a statement. And I think that's going to continue to go, and then they're going to get to see the Knicks in the finals, and then they're going to beat the crap out of them for 4 games. And then we're really going to see New York up in flames. But also regarding New York, over on the NFL side, it's been a bit of a tough week. The rebuild was looking very promising for the Giants after the draft and the new coaching staff led by John Harbaugh. Ravens star wide receiver Zay Flowers said on the Fourth and South podcast recently that his former head coach's practices were a little too brutal. He was quoted saying, "That's why we had a lot of injuries, because of how we practiced, how we went. The load was very heavy. In the first 2 games of last year, bro, I ran 10,000 yards each." End quote. With that being said, about a month later, Giants defensive lineman Roy Robertson Harris, who played 56% of the snaps last season, second only to now Bengal Dexter Lawrence, tore his Achilles this past Thursday in this past Thursday's OTA workouts and is expected to miss the entirety of the 2026 season. I think this is going to create a massive hole in an already weak interior D-line, and we'll just have to see rookie Arvell Reese step into a bit of a bigger role with his. I mean, his run stopping might be the best part of his game. We're going to have to see him really, really improve on his pass rush and step into a much bigger role, and he's probably going to have to play a lot in a lot of different spots around the defense. But on the other side of the ball, star wide receiver Malik Neighbors is not looking very good in his recovery either from his early Week 4 ACL tear this past season. Coach Harbaugh says his timetable for return is uncertain and even says, quote-unquote, "It's not a simple knee." They'd like to have him back by training camp, but with the setbacks, Harbaugh says, once again, in quotes, "it is impossible to predict when he will return." I think this is a tough run for New York, and as if the Giants fans have not suffered enough. GM Joe Shane was given a multi-year extension per Ian Rappaport, and that just sucks for them. But, I mean, lately he's just been Harbaugh's little puppy dog, so I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue unless Harbaugh turns out to not be the coach that he has been. Got anything else, Ashton? All right. Well, Bills construction on the new state-of-the-art Highmark Stadium is making great progress. The stadium is set to open this summer, and the Bills will debut their new home field against the Detroit Lions, who we just talked about here in Week 2 this season. The stadium costs $2.1 billion and is 1.35 million square feet with 60,000 seats, and the field will feature real heated snow-melting grass, which is a pretty cool thing. I don't know how that's going to stand up against one of those big Buffalo winter storms, but, I mean, you keep the ground hot, the snow's not going to stick, but I really think that's an upper hand that Buffalo gets to have playing in the snow at home. They're keeping the roof off of the stadium to keep that factor in, and there's not a lot of teams that are prepared to play in that type of weather when they have to come to Buffalo. Also in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals QB situation is continuing to get worse. Jacoby Brissett is skipping out at the start of voluntary OTAs as he is holding out for a pay raise from his backup QB equivalent contract. Brissett began last season as the team's backup and even got to start most of the second half of the season. With Kyler Murray now out of the picture, Brissett has been offered the starting job to open up the season, yet he is still sitting out at the moment due to his $4.88 million salary. The QB market is obviously the biggest market in the league, with guys like Dak Prescott and Matthew Stafford making $60 million this year. But I mean, it obviously makes sense for Brissett to want to hold out for more money if he's going to be starting for this team. It's a big job, a big role, a lot of responsibility, and you should be rewarded for all of that. But at the same time, he hasn't really earned it yet. I think he only won 3 games last season in his 9 starts.
He actually won 1. They started off 2-0, and that was with Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, the team. You're right. They did win 2 with Kyler. The only game that Brissett won was against our Dallas Cowboys last season. Sheesh. How could I forget that?
To be fair, you would have to pay me a lot of money to play behind that Cardinals O-line.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I understand why I would do the same thing. But he also only won 1 game, and it happened to be against the absolute worst defense in the NFL last year. So it's really not. It's not promising. I think that there is a very strong possibility that the first rookie quarterback to start a game this season will come from this team, as the Cardinals may turn to Carson Beck if they fall out of the playoff race early. The Cardinals have also I can't speak today. The Cardinals also have goated backup QB legend Gardner Minshew on this roster, who'd be a really reliable option for the team to fall back on if they end up having to move on from Brissett in this contract dispute. If you want to win a couple games next year, go ahead and let Minshew cook. Otherwise, if you really, really want that first overall, let the team run with Sid from Ice Age. That's your best bet. I think that's all I got about news. We could talk a little bit more about the NBA. It's real exciting right now. We're coming up on the finals. We're getting close to the end of the postseason. A week ago, the series the Eastern Conference Finals didn't even make it a full week. Last Tuesday, I said that this series had a beautiful 7-game series written all over it. Like we were just going to be enjoying every single game. This is like the most boring 4 games I think I've watched ever, dude. The Cavs were never in it at any point. Harden even came out in his post-game presser yesterday saying, "I still think we have the better team." The guy averaged 4 turnovers a game. Like that's not good, dude.
Analytically,
analytically,
Analytically, the series is tied. You're going on to Game 5.
Yeah.
Everybody's out here calling James Harden a traffic cone just out on the court, but I think that's actually disrespectful. I think a traffic cone might actually be able to trip somebody, so they actually could do their job. James Harden just lets them go right past him.
Yeah, and it was just tough. That was just a tough watch, especially last night. Every fast break the Knicks get, you got half of the Cavs just jogging. They're not even trying to play. They were out of that game in the first half. They knew it was over, and it's just hard to watch.
You think the Spurs team?
Oh, what were you saying?
You think the Spurs team, granted that they win and beat OKC, is going to sweep the Knicks that haven't lost in a month?
I think you're insane about that.
One, I don't think the Knicks have had a real challenge that compares to either of these two teams coming out of the West. I don't think that they have seen a team that is at that caliber. That's why they have not lost in a month. I don't know, man. Something about the Spurs after Pop went into that locker room Game 3 and ripped them a new one, man. They just came out like a different team. I think we're gonna see the full potential.
You also got to realize too, though, OKC was out without J-Dub and AJ Mitchell, 2 big factors of that team.
That is a good point.
AJ Mitchell, who is going to be out again tonight, and J-Dub that's still questionable, and it's looking like he's not going to play tonight as well. So you just expect Spurs to do what they did last game, but it's playoffs. People are going to play better. It's always going to be different.
They have another Jalen Williams that can step in and fill that void. Asian Duke Dennis.
Yeah, Asian Duke Dennis. Yeah.
I think Game 5 is going to be the most crucial game of the series, which normally Game 5, when it's tied 2-2, is always the most crucial game. I do think whoever wins tonight is going to go on to win the series. Like,
I
I
agree.
do think that it will be the Spurs winning the series, but I mean, anything can happen. It's the
We're
playoffs.
getting a repeat of
So, I
99,
mean,
man. We're getting a repeat of 99. Knicks are already in
yeah,
the finals
possibly.
now. And
Damn, bro,
what?
are you getting nostalgia over there? No, I'm just kidding.
That was my year, bro. That was my year. It was my year. They made me that year, bro. I am nostalgic. I'd be
I
really
do think
excited.
I do think that whoever comes out the West will win. I just do think the Knicks
Oh,
are going to make it a good series. Knicks are the hottest team I feel like in the playoffs right now.
It would go to like
Instead of
it definitely wouldn't go to a game 7, but I feel like the Knicks would push it to a at like best like a
6.
game 6. But
I think they get 2. I
I don't
think
think they
Knicks can
could win
get
on the
2. I
road
mean,
against either of these teams, you know. Just like I'll never like also like I don't want to be mean, bro. Like Jalen Brunson, good player, but like I'll never bet on like Karl Anthony Towns to win a title, dude. That's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen.
After all that,
Yeah, no, it's just maybe in like 2016 when we thought he was gonna be the next GOAT, but now he's just not him, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
holy KB, you need to sit down. Pelicans ring next year. Mark it up right now. Wow. Turbo, hey, Turbo, go into your roommate's room and smack the shit out of him right now.
that guy's high, bro. Don't listen to that guy. Hey, drug test that guy immediately.
The Pels? The Pels. That's nuts. Gabe
Those might be set up
Gutierrez,
for the worst future, bro.
my king, says the Spurs are not losing at home. And then he says Cat Daddy with a bunch of question marks.
His bitch bad though, so like
Dude, that's
Bro.
that's not really his girl, bro.
Hey,
That's
if the
just
Knicks
not
win the
really.
title, I'll do a TikTok of everyone's choice and upload it.
I think you should get a
Okay,
Jimmy
now
Butler
I want the
tattoo.
Knicks to win. Now I want the Knicks to win.
Yo, someone just offered us free Robux in chat. Let's go.
Nice.
Free what?
Awesome.
Roblox currency.
I mean, free Robux are hard to come by.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's not often you get offered some free Robux.
Facts.
Yeah, so I guess that's all we got for news today, unless anyone else has anything they'd like to bring up. Let me check my. Also, in other news, which I think this might be a good move for the Cardinals, they are currently receiving trade calls on superstar edge rusher Josh Sweat. Moving him could.
Superstar? I mean,
is-
if Josh Sweat is a superstar, I might as well be like a rotational edge rusher in the league. Man, maybe it's a great job.
Hey man, all I'm
He's not
saying
bad
here is that's a good opportunity. The Cardinals are absolutely in a rebuild scenario right now. I'd start fucking dealing out whatever you can and building for a future. You're obviously not gonna go.
Maybe I think the Thunder will win tonight, but that doesn't seem to be consensus here.
Yeah, no,
It's definitely gonna be the Spurs,
I'm
bro.
taking Spurs tonight. Spurs tonight.
I want-
Spurs.
Saying that as a
Spurs
Spurs
2 days
fan
from
to
now.
jinx the team, you know.
I think
KB's asking who
unless
takes
Caruso
next
drops
tonight.
40 again,
Give
Caruso
us-
drops 40 and fucking Jared McCain's painting his nose on the bench and shit.
Didn't Caruso just drop fucking 0? Didn't he just drop a donut last game?
Yeah, he did.
Caruso does-
0.
Caruso's
He looks
bald
like
head
a
ass,
kid.
bro. I thought he was fucking
Yeah, he
hurt,
was
bro.
up
I
for
had him
two
on my
years.
slip. I thought he was hurt, dude. I was so upset.
Nah,
I looked at halftime.
He was out there.
God, dude, I looked at halftime. I didn't see him on the court. And I was like, all right, shit. Let me check my bet real quick. I go in 0.
And Jeremiah
0
Love,
bro.
probably the most talented offensive rookie, but I don't think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year just because I don't think he's put in a good situation at all. Like, the Cardinals are going to be really low scoring. I'm looking at either Tate or Tyson to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, KB.
I think.
Unless Mendoza gets in earlier than we expect.
I don't think we're gonna.
I think Cardinal Tate is gonna take offensive rookie of the year. I think Cam Ward's gonna have a phenomenal season.
Yeah, I think we're looking
I'm
up. I
that.
don't think there's gonna be a sophomore.
Yeah,
slump
it
for
all
Cam Ward
hinges
this
on
year.
Cam Ward taking that next step, which I think he will.
Yeah,
I think he's
he
too
proved-
talented not to.
I think he
Like, dude,
proved
Cam
that he is
Ward's
a
like
talented
already.
player.
This is my hot take. Like, he's already one of the better QBs in the league, but the Titans last year were just
So ass. I mean, who is he throwing it to? Calvin Ridley said he can't see the ball when it's in the air, and then what else?
Fago Conquo.
Yeah, Chigo Conquo, and then just like the ballad of guys whose names I can't say on that team. Like that's all they
Yeah, man, you
had.
gotta turn it around. You gotta turn around and hand it off to 35-year-old Tony Pollard, dude. Like, it's worse.
KB,
It's just
you're
like-
saying some crazy things right now. Saints are not winning the NFC South next year, bro.
Is
Oh,
there a
yeah.
QB that's Shaw? What's that
Yeah,
guy's name?
Tyler
Schultz?
Shaw.
Schultz?
Tyler
Chuck.
Shaw.
Yeah.
Shaw?
We getting
Yeah.
Chuck tonight, man.
This guy's high, bro. Don't even. I'm telling you, I'm about to get. I'm going to call his wherever he works and get that guy drug tested
Yeah, you might need to,
immediately.
bro. You might need to. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on here. We're gonna go ahead and jump into tailing turbo.
I love this
Turbo.
part.
Yeah, right. Turbo.
Doesn't
Let's go
everyone love this
ahead.
part?
Let's go ahead and pull up what you got.
Heard. What's up, everyone? It's time to either tell me or for me to fail you. Uh, for today's game, I'm really liking my top two today is going to be De'Aaron Fox and Jared McCain. McCain's in a great spot. Him and Dallas native, Richard Texan, by the way, Cason Wallace. They're both going to be in good spots to get a lot of touches tonight, a lot of minutes due to injuries. Of course, AJ Mitchell's out, and possibly J Dub's out tonight. But De'Aaron Fox also, ever since coming back from injury, he's been stupid aggressive, playing really good basketball, and just showing that maybe they don't need to trade his ass. I think 14 shots he can do easily. He could possibly do that in the first half. Moving on to Shea. Shea's just been not good. He's just getting boxed. He's just seeing double teams a lot. So I just see him being very getting his teammates involved, trying to get that pressure off the doubles off him, and then him being able to get to the bucket of what he's good at. And then Castle, when Fox is not on the floor, Castle's the guy that's going to be running the offense, obviously. Plus, he loves throwing it up to Wemby, who doesn't, 7-footer. I think it's just going to be a really good game. Okay, so you got smacked yet last game, so they have to play good. I think Shea knows that they have to play good. I think Shed needs to step it up. I almost took him under, but I'm scared that he's going to have a game today.
I took Chet's
He
on.
just played today. That's
Yeah, he's just due. He's due, bro. Like he's been playing terrible, and I just think he's due.
Nah,
and then I
bro.
feel like
You heard Shea after that. What was that last game when they asked him in the presser what he could do to get Chet moving on offense, and he literally was speechless. I think he just sighed. He had a big sigh, and that was his answer, dude. I mean,
and that's what I'm trying to tell
I'm
you.
begging.
Chet's gonna take that to the heart. You know, Chet, man.
Nah, bro.
Fake
I've
demon,
banged
fake
his
demon.
under. I've banged his under every single game of the postseason. And I think I've only lost on that twice, bro. I'm fucking staying on this. I will put it on every single time, bro. I hate this motherfucker. I hate him.
bro.
But yeah, I
Chet
just
looks like Abraham Lincoln, but Wemby is John Wilkes Booth, bro. He has it out for him.
God.
bro.
Dude,
Anyways, I think
I was
this
gonna
game
use
should
a
be
different
really good
analogy.
today.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Nice.
And then I have another slip also today. Copied De'Aaron Fox and Jared McCain. And got Castle with rebounds and assists in that one. And then I have the taco on the goalie. Was gonna do Wemby, but I feel like Wemby's gonna be the main focal point on OKC's defense today. I think Hardenstein's gonna play a lot more today. He needs to play a lot more since Chet's playing terrible. And yeah, I mean, probably tell me tonight though.
Yeah, I think my favorite pick here on your side pot would be Carter Hart, the goalie for Vegas. I mean, he's been averaging 31 saves per game. Colorado's down 3. This is the end of the series tonight, so they're going to be taking a ton of shots. I think that's an absolute lock. I mean, they gave him a taco, so that's a free win. But I mean, you could even just take his normal line, that still hits. I think he's hit every single game this series.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a freebie right there. All right. Well, fellas, that's the end of Tailing Turbo. Why don't we jump on into some trivia?
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. All right. Again, per usual, we're going to start off with Ashton. You're going to get the first question. Which NFL division has the fewest combined Super Bowls among its teams?
Fewest combined.
Yeah, fewest combined.
Is it the NFC South?
No, it's not the NFC South.
Mm.
The NFC South is close to last, but they're not last. I will give you a hint. Three
Oh,
teams in this division have not won a Super Bowl.
AFC South.
Yeah, it's the AFC South.
Yeah.
They only have 2 Super Bowls. Both were won by the Colts. One back in the 70s and one back in 2007. The only other team in this division with a Super Bowl appearance are the Titans when they were 1 yard short from tying the game, which is probably one of the most brutal ways you could lose a Super Bowl. And yeah, the Texans and Jaguars are the 2 youngest franchises in the NFL currently. They haven't made it yet, but they've also been around for over a quarter of a century. They should have at least, hopefully, if they were run well, made one by now. But I do think the Texans, if they get their offense going, can make it in a few years because that defense is way too talented to not
Oh
succeed.
yeah.
Yeah,
They'll
so
mess it up.
hopefully we do see that defense in a Super Bowl at one point because I do think that if CJ Stroud can take that next step and not like hinder his team like he did against the Patriots in the playoffs, I think that they really could do some damage. But we'll go ahead and get on to the next question. All right, Cam, you're gonna get this one. This one I feel like it is pretty easy. What is the only NFL division where each team has won a Super Bowl?
I'm gonna have to say, go ahead and give me my Dallas Cowboys NFC East. If we already have 5 from the Cowboys, the Giants have had 4.
Well, I mean, it shows it right here, but yeah,
Oh, you've already got
it's the NFC East. You got it pretty easy, but yeah,
Give me my
they've
team,
won
boy.
14 Super Bowls. Cowboys have won 5, none of which have been while I've been alive, which is really sad. None of us have been alive for them, but the Giants have won 4. The Commanders have won 3. The Eagles have won 2. And one thing I do, so they also have the most combined Super Bowl appearances out of any division with 23. That accounts for like just under 40% of Super Bowls.
That's
Man.
so insane.
That's impressive.
It is, yeah. I mean, the NFC East is definitely up there with, I mean, historically the best division in all of football, especially when every team has won a Super Bowl at least
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, just a couple years ago they were
Yeah.
calling
And
us the
then-
NFC least.
Yeah, and now look at us. I mean, granted, it's the Eagles doing all the heavy lifting, which sucks, but I mean, it's like kind of that SEC bias thing, where like lower tier SEC teams
The
will
Commanders
claim the SEC.
The Commanders just had a crazy season a couple years ago, making it to the NFC Championship, and then turning around
With the rookie QB.
Yeah, and then turning around and being like a 5-win team after that.
I just
That
know
was
Dan
due to
Snyder
injury
was
stuff.
somewhere watching that game, fuming out the mouth. He was so mad, and I hope Dan Snyder
real.
is really mad wherever he is.
Yeah, you should be.
All right, Jake, I'm gonna go ahead and give you this next one. Can you name all Alabama football players to win the Heisman Trophy?
All Alabama football players. I mean, how many
All
players
Alabama
do we
football
want?
players. I'll tell you. There's been 4 Alabama football players to win the Heisman Trophy.
All right, so most recent, Bryce Young won one.
Yep, you got one of them.
Devontae Smith,
You got 2.
Derrick Henry,
That's 3.
and I mean, there's not many great quarterbacks. It's either got to be like Mark Ingram or Sean Alexander. I think Mark Ingram did win one though.
Yeah, you got it. It's Mark Ingram.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark Ingram won 1. Derrick Henry won 1. Devontae Smith, Bryce Young. And what is interesting is that no Bama player had ever won the Heisman before Saban was hired, even though historically they are the most prestigious college football school. It took until 2009 before any of them actually won the Heisman. And I do think that the picture between Mark Ingram and Derrick Henry is
I
one of
think
the
that's
funniest
so-
football
dude, I
pictures
was
to ever
just-
exist.
I was just about to say that's so funny, and it's even funnier because I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see a post. Apparently, allegedly, Derrick Henry has put on 30 pounds of muscle this offseason.
That's not true.
There's no fucking way that
That's
guy could
not
get.
true.
Dude, I know. There's
Yeah,
no way
no,
he could get any bigger, bro. That would be a full, actual, real life tank coming into the game, and you could just fucking
Yeah, I think
hand
you
him the
had to
ball
have got
every play.
Centel. There's no way he put on 30 pounds of muscle
It obviously
in one
can't be
offseason.
real, but I mean, just looking at this picture of him next to Mark Ingram, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, just imagine if that is fucking real, dude. Like this is
Bro,
this is
yeah.
college. This is college Derrick Henry right here. This is Bama
If you
Henry.
put on 30
Yeah.
pounds of muscle, defenses are just gonna bring out slices of paper and hope he gets a fucking paper cut. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Be like
Let's go ahead and
250
go
at
to
some
the-
10% body fat.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's just
we're looking at
so-
LeBron here.
Jeez. All right, Turbo, you're up next for the next question, and it's going to be basketball related. Our first
Yes.
50-50 question. Has the Eastern or Western Conference won more NBA titles?
Sheesh. Off rip, you got to think Lakers, Celtics. I mean, to the top two. Trying to think if it was one of the rings. In the East, you got the Celtics. You've got the Heat. You've got the Pacers have won a couple. The Bulls. Can't forget the Bulls. The Cavs won one. The West, you got Lakers, OKC, Warriors, Spurs.
Are you just going to name every
I'm gonna
team?
go with my goat. I'm gonna go with the goat and go with the goats. The goats were both on the East, so I'm gonna go with the Eastern Conference.
Turbo, that is a great guess. It is the Eastern Conference. The Celtics did some really heavy lifting. They've won 18 of the championships.
Is that the first
They're
time,
41
Turbo?
and 38 against the West since 1946, 1947, when the NBA was known as the Basketball Association of America. But yeah, they have a three series lead against the West, but also the Warriors, when they were in Philadelphia, won 2 titles in the East. They're now the Golden State Warriors. They've won more titles in the West. And there's also the Baltimore Bullets were a team in the West back in the 50s that won a championship, and they folded. They're not even a franchise anymore. They didn't even relocate. They're just gone. So effectively, I guess in a way that could eliminate a championship for the West, but still, either way, East has more championships, which is interesting because the Celtics definitely are the biggest reason for that with how many championships they won. Because when everybody
Bill
thinks of
Russell.
Eastern conferences, everybody thinks the West is just so much better, and it is. But yeah, historically speaking, technically the East has more.
Hey, KB
Damn,
makes
so the
a
Knicks
compelling
might win.
point. Like he says that the Pelicans are gonna be adding to the West chip soon, so I think history's bound to change here soon.
Hey man, as long as there's delusion, there's hope. You know.
Yep. AKA every
Ashton?
Cowboys fan. My bad.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean no, you're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, next year's our year. Next year's our year. All right, Ashton, I got you for the next one. Who is the last college football head coach to win a championship coaching the school he played for?
You said the last college coach to win a championship for the team he played for?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Turbo is a Commanders fan, so I don't even know why he's talking shit right now. But I'm gonna need a hint for this one. I'm really just blanking here.
He currently coaches in the NFL.
I think it was just
Oh.
a couple years ago.
Fucking Jim Harbaugh.
Yep, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He won the 2023 championship as the Michigan head coach. He was also their quarterback back in the 80s. And it's not going to be a big deal because after he's done coaching the Chargers, I'm assuming he's just going to retire from coaching. But effectively, he is banned from coaching college football until 2038 because he had a 4-year suspension and they added another 10 years on top of that. So he better hope that this Chargers job works out in the long run. Otherwise, he's basically just done from coaching.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I do wish. I mean, as somebody who rooted for Texas, I really wish that we got to see Texas versus Michigan in that national title when Michigan won because I do think it would have been much better than Michigan Washington. But at the end of the day, I mean, Washington did their thing against Texas, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't change the past. we can only deal with hypotheticals, which is kind of fitting because he coaches if man Justin Herbert.
And Texas in the SEC now too, so even more fitting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Even more fitting. All right, Cam, you're up next for this one. Who is the most recent NBA Rookie of the Year to have gone on to win an MVP during their career?
Oh man. I don't think there was anyone recent. I might need a little hint on this one. I'm trying to think back.
Yeah, this guy won the Rookie of the Year back in the 2000s, so it isn't recent.
Fuck.
He only won one MVP too.
I think I remember that. Wait, actually, no, more. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a pass on this one. I'm gonna have to take a loss.
Sorry, say that again. It kind of cut out for me.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and take a loss on this one.
Lil
Gonna
Pump.
take a
I was
loss.
thinking Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Turbo got it. It's Derrick Rose.
Alright, Turbo with the steal.
Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year. Yeah, Turbo with the steal. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year into the
Know that shit,
2008-2009
yeah.
season. Later won MVP in 2010, 2011. Youngest MVP to date. That was interesting when I was like trying to find the answer to this question because I was curious.
My boy Cooper
Like,
Flagg's
no-
gonna shatter that youngest MVP to date.
Yeah, I mean, Wemby, Cooper Flag, and Luka are the only guys I think of currently that have a chance at it.
Yeah, I think
But,
Wemby,
yeah,
Wemby's
no-
I think
absolutely-
Cade and Ant have a chance. Or I don't know if Ant won Rookie of the Year or not.
Oh yeah. I mean,
He did,
yeah, I
I think,
think both of
eventually.
them have a chance. I have to remember if Ant won Rookie of the Year. But yeah, it is. I didn't realize that nobody post 2009 who won Rookie of the Year has won MVP.
Yeah, that's actually really crazy.
Because you would think there would have been at least a couple, But I mean, yeah, Derrick Rose is the last Rookie of the Year to win MVP.
I think Wemby will
So
probably
I mean,
be.
I do think Wemby will be the next one.
Yeah,
Like I
he's
do
gotta be
think
the
you
next
could have
one
made the
on this
argument for him
list.
winning this year.
Yeah, well,
But-
I thought it was gonna be him or Jokic. Honestly, Shea just kind of.
I thought it was gonna be Luka. He got hurt.
Luka, yeah. If Luka didn't get hurt, maybe he didn't have any votes any higher than like fourth though.
Luka's going to be the Drew Brees of the NBA, where he always gets so close to winning an MVP, and then situations just don't go his way.
Oh, sad to see. Though.
Yeah, Drew Brees wasn't fat though.
True. All right, Jake, you're up next. Interesting question. Which two colleges are the only schools with an NFL MVP, an NBA MVP, and a Masters winner?
Fuck.
Yeah, this is.
This is an insane question, but I feel like the only one that should be able to answer it would be you.
I mean,
I know you can get at least one of
I
these
know
colleges.
Scotty Scheffler went to Texas. So did Jordan Spieth. So, and also Kevin Durant, Earl Campbell, I think won an MVP. So Texas has to be one of them, right?
Correct. Texas is one of them. You got 50%.
Okay.
The other one's going to be a lot harder.
NBA MVP. NBA MVP.
Start naming
Well, I mean,
Masters
weirdly
winners,
enough,
and I can make it up.
actually, no, I can't say that because that hint would probably like lean you towards who the team is.
Say like Shaq won an MVP. There's got to be an LSU player that won an MVP. So I'm thinking like LSU, like Ohio State, like these schools that are kind of good at both, or they like produce good players. Maybe Michigan too. Is it Michigan? I don't know if they'd be good at
No.
golf. But,
Not Michigan.
I mean, North Carolina has some good NFL players too. Oh yeah, Lawrence Taylor went to North Carolina. And then obviously they have Jordan. Could it be North Carolina?
Dude, that is an insane guess. It is North Carolina.
You're fucking cracked, bro.
Oh
You
my
are
God.
absolutely cracked, Jake. Like, what the who are you, dude?
I'm actually like
Make
that is
that one
insanely
too,
impressed. That is probably the greatest answer you've had yet. I mean,
Did you
that,
just
I would have
named-
never gotten
You
this
just
right.
named everyone that he listed too. Holy fucking shit, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, who is Raymond
Yes,
Floyd?
yeah.
No, I don't know this guy.
Okay, I did put
I
an
don't know.
asterisk by Raymond Floyd's name because he did go to North Carolina on a golf scholarship, but he only attended for one semester. but he dropped out so he could pursue a professional career in golf. So technically, I mean, he won back in the 70s. So yeah, technically he does count for North Carolina, even though he only went for a semester. But still, these are the only schools that can claim each of these wins. Yeah, like you listed them: Earl Campbell, Kevin Durant. You didn't get Ben Crenshaw, but I mean, I think most people would have got Jordan Spieth and Scotty, and then yeah, Lawrence Taylor, Michael Jordan, Bob McAdoo, and Raymond Floyd. But yeah, dude, what an insane pull on your end. I got to give you my props for that one.
Yeah, that was nuts.
All right, Turbo, your question is going to be a lot easier by comparison. Which college has produced the most NBA MVPs?
Oh, off rip thinking straight blue teams. Kentucky got Shea. That's about it. I think that's all they have. I don't think Duke has any. Kansas got Joel Embiid.
Is this
Oh, key news, by the way. Joe Mazzulla just won head coach, NBA Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Anyways, trying to think. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just gonna go with Kansas.
Not Kansas, but it is another blue blood.
Another blue blood.
Is it be like repeat MVPs or?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is just the most total MVP wins. If that like helps.
So like someone that's
I probably could have worded the question a little bit better, but yeah, this is the most MVP wins.
Let's go with UCLA. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, Kareem did some really heavy lifting here. He won 6 out of the 8 that UCLA has won. Russell Westbrook and Bill Walton, who Bill Walton, Skip Bayless has over Steph Curry all time. He's won an MVP. Russell Westbrook's won 1 when he averaged a triple-double, which nobody thought would be done, and then he somehow found a way to devalue the triple-double. And then Kareem won 6. But yeah, UCLA, I mean, they haven't won a championship since the 90s, but they still are far and above everyone for the most championships, which just goes to show how dominant they truly were. And yeah, I mean, that's the trivia that we got for today. Great answers, guys. Jake, I don't know how you got that question right, but props to you, man. I mean, I know I wouldn't have ever gotten it if I didn't look it up.
Yeah, that is nuts.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Oh, dude, ESPN is so late with news sometimes. They just broke the Josh Jacobs.
Actually, Sleeper's a way better news source than ESPN, in my opinion. But,
well, we are the greatest news source.
Yeah, I need to hop on Underdog. Bro. They come out like ASAP.
Yeah, there aren't very many sites where you can like get news and then also try and lowball somebody in fantasy football.
That is true.
and also take the worst betting lines possible. Sleeper's betting program sucks.
Yeah, texting everybody, this trade benefits you more than me. And it's like, okay, so why are you
I'm
sending
doing this for you.
What the? All right. Well, if that's it with trivia, good stuff today. What do we have next, fellas? Is it already debate time?
Should be.
Yeah, do we want to get into debate time?
Yeah, I guess we're ready.
Okay.
We might as well go right into it. It's about time.
Let's go and get into it. Real quick, for any viewers who haven't seen us do debate time, so what we're going to do, each person's going to have 2 minutes to go over the debate they're given. At around 30 seconds, I'm going to hit you with the Taco Bell ding, just so that you know, okay, I have to wrap it up. And then the moment 2 minutes hits, be prepared. It might be a little bit loud, but let me get these questions pulled up. Ashton, I'm going to go in and give you the first one. And this is also something that we were kind of talking about with Ty Simpson being on the Rams. Do you think it is a viable strategy for teams to draft a quarterback years before they're expected to start, starting now?
You know, we talked about this a little bit the other day, and the consensus was kind of like, yeah, like that's a smart role, like, or smart thing to do, like plan for the future a little bit. But I'm going to kind of go against that here. I mean, we've really only seen one team do that effectively, and it's years over the course of the time that we've been alive, and they've only won one Super Bowl. So I feel like quarterback is kind of one of those positions where you just gotta either find a guy that you thought was going to be a backup, like maybe like Dak Prescott, where he gets in after Tony Romo goes down and then ends up being this great quarterback. The same thing we saw with Tom Brady, where you're drafting kind of these diamonds in the rough as backups, and then they develop that way. But I don't think it's necessarily a good option to go out and use your first rounder to go get a backup quarterback who is a developmental project while you're trying to go win a Super Bowl. If that's the way that we're describing a good idea is like being Super Bowl winning, then I think you're much better off getting just a role player and a quarterback in free agency, something like that, until you find that future guy, rather than wasting a first round draft pick in a year where you are 100% capable of winning a Super Bowl and just having that as a backup piece. I mean, you saw McVay's reaction to it. He had no idea that guy was even getting drafted. He had never spoken to him before they got drafted. And it's like, if your head coach isn't really for this guy, then how are you going to develop him into something to where he can be a Matthew Stafford? Because you kind of need that trust and that belief from the start.
Yeah, I do think you made a lot of good points there. I definitely think it all comes down to the organization and what their plan is with that quarterback. I think the reason that interests me so much with the Rams is because they were one game away from going to the Super Bowl.
One play.
They were one play away from going to the Super Bowl, and they decided to look at their team and go, okay, I mean, we're going to go with our long-term future, which you can say that probably is the best thing to do because you always want to think 10 steps ahead rather than currently. But if you have a chance to go out and win a Super Bowl, like a lot of teams would be willing to take that chance. And also, like, Ty Simpson is the biggest, like, I mean, he is a huge project QB. Like, I do think him going to the Rams is the best chance for him to be successful. But if he doesn't pan out, then this is going to be laughed at as, like, one of the worst draft picks that the Rams have ever made. So,
And they just started
I do
their
think...
first rounders. I mean, that wasn't their pick, but they just started.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's also one of the draft picks they've made, so, but...
Yeah.
Do we think this is like another situation though, and like what the Chiefs did with Mahomes and Alex Smith?
Nah,
well, yeah, but the thing is,
I will die on.
Ty Simpson is nowhere near Patrick Mahomes as a prospect.
Yeah, we know that now, that for sure. But what I'm saying, like, even then though, they had Alex Smith and he was pretty good.
Though, like, I think it also depends like where you're drafting. I don't want to get like nitpicky, but like, say like the Falcons a couple of years ago when they drafted Penix at pick 8, and then they said they were doing the Packers strategy. Well, the Packers draft their guys in the 20s, and that's because they're in no rush to start them. You draft a guy in the top 10, like, you don't really have a luxury to sit him on the bench forever because, like, the higher you draft a guy, the more you're going to have to pay him. And the more that he's, like, more anticipation is going to be built that we want to see him on the field. Mm-hmm. So I think if you draft him in the 20s, like what the Packers are doing with an idea like, hey, we're still a competitive roster, but we don't have any, like, glaring needs. Although the Packers, even when they drafted Jordan Love, could have had, like, a T. Higgins, which maybe would have won them the Super Bowl that year because, they were really close. I think there's definitely, like, I don't think the Packers regret drafting Jordan Love, for example. But, I mean, like, it's definitely an argument, like, to be had. Like, if they drafted, say, T. Higgins or Brandon Ayuk that year, obviously Ayuk's kind of falling off. But, like, maybe instead of losing to the Bucks that year, or I don't know if it was the Bucks or the Niners they lost to that year, maybe they would have gone deeper into the playoffs and given themselves a chance to get Aaron Rodgers another Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody, like, really remembers this. Like, it was insane luck that Aaron Rodgers fell to the Packers. Nobody expected him to fall that far in the draft. He was drafted in the 20s. Everybody was expecting him to go pretty early. And then, like, the reason the Packers took him wasn't because they were planning on drafting Aaron Rodgers. He was just available. And they were like, all right, our future with Brett Favre is kind of uncertain. We don't know how many more years he's going to play. He's obviously the best player in the draft. We might as well take him. So, I mean, and it worked out in the end. Like, Jordan Love definitely was planned by the Packers. They went in there with the intention of taking Jordan Love. And, yeah, I mean, time will tell how that works out in the long run. But, sorry, breaking news. What happened?
J-Dub ruled out for today's Game 5. So now OKC's out
Give me the
without J-Dub.
Spurs.
Give me the Spurs.
Give me the Spurs. Spurs
And
in 6, baby.
now I feel even better about taking McCain now. So
Yeah, I
I'll
like
still
that.
be the anti. I'll be the. I still think the Thunder will win, but hopefully I'm wrong.
no J.
Going against your own damn team, bro.
We don't have a boo sound effect, but Jake, this is for you. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and get on to the next question. Kind of like is a little bit similar to the one I just asked, but Cam, this is going to go for you. So yeah, obviously we were talking about teams that draft a quarterback and expect him to sit for a few years and then be ready to start, and if that's a viable strategy. But also for like the teams that do draft a quarterback, kind of thrust him in early and he struggles. Do you think it's fair for a lot of teams to give up on younger quarterbacks really early on into their development?
Oh gosh.
Starting now.
I feel like we've already talked about a lot of the possible answers I'd have in mind for this. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. I think that teams are moving away from their young quarterbacks early. I mean, look at guys like a couple examples. Zach Wilson, drafted 2nd overall. He's nowhere to be found anymore. Trey Lance, 3rd overall, nowhere to be found. Anthony Richardson, 4th overall. Like, we can just go down a list of each pick, I guess, recently. These guys are not starting anymore. For whatever reason, the Colts aren't even looking at trade calls, I guess because nobody is calling for Anthony Richardson. But, I mean, these are guys that are drafted to start teams and becoming backups immediately because they're being thrown into terrible situations, and the teams give up on them after they make nothing do with the terrible situation that they're put in. I mean, do you really think that Zach Wilson and that Jets team were going to go anywhere? No wonder he ended up. Where did he go right after? He was the Broncos backup. The 2 seasons after being drafted, 3 seasons. It was still his rookie contract, I think. But I mean, it's kind of tough because the QB market is already so high. So if you're going to come out there and not perform without real weapons, it's tough for GMs to be able to offer you those, $50 million contracts. What is use Vegas for example? I don't think that they're going to be in a situation where they give up on Fernando Mendoza early, but I mean, they went out and they went and got a veteran QB to play over Mendoza. They're paying, what did Kirk's agent got him, $40-50 million this year somehow? That's a lot of money that goes into that position, and it's really hard to throw your rookie QB out there immediately and ask them to go do something when there's nothing for them to work with. And I mean, I just think that that's really tough. You got guys like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield who were scratched almost off the rip. I mean, Baker, played in Cleveland for a while, but these are guys that the teams immediately. And is that the end of my time right there?
Yeah, that's the end of the 2 minutes.
All right.
But I do think you were hitting a lot of good points, though. Like, obviously, like, the same as, like, what we were talking about earlier. It all depends on the situation these quarterbacks go.
Yeah, that's my main point. And, like I said, they might not work out in their original situation, but they might find success later. That's what I was getting into with Baker.
Yeah, that's what happened with Sam Darnold.
Darnold just won a Super Bowl.
If you told me out, like, while Sam Darnold was on the Jets, in, like, maybe his last year on the Jets, that he would go on to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback, I genuinely would not have believed it.
I mean, Sam Darnold is kind of an outlier in this situation. I mean, Baker Mayfield won playoff games at the Browns before he got traded. Like, he wasn't really given up on. Sam Darnold was given up on because he was seeing numbers. And there's not really anything you can do about that. I mean, it's a fast-moving league, dude. If you're not doing something within 2 years, I think teams have every right to be like, you're gone.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't give them that massive contract extension if they haven't proved anything. But at the same time, it's hard to ask them to prove something with nothing.
Right.
I think 3 years is ultimately usually you'll be able to tell going into a guy's 3rd year, early on in their 3rd year, whether or not they're a good player. Because by the end of that 3rd year, you have to choose whether you want to pick up their 5th year option. And this is just for ideally quarterbacks because you're not really going to find. It's not impossible, obviously, to find a quarterback outside of the 1st round that's a good starter. But if you're drafting a quarterback, you're probably.
Tom Brady was Mr. Irrelevant. Tom Brady was a 6th round.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, compared to masses of NFL quarterbacks starting in the league, most quarterbacks are probably you're looking at first round selections. So
right,
it's a high value position. It is a very high value position, and I mean.
Yeah, you should know by the end of somebody's 2nd year. If they don't show promise as a franchise quarterback by the end of their second year,
We were just talking about it
that's
earlier.
when you know you probably have a bust. Because I
They
mean,
should
obviously,
show
like
they should show
you
improvement.
expect rookie struggle. You expect them to struggle their first year because they're
Yeah.
getting used to NFL offenses. Like a lot of college coaches don't have pro style offenses, so they have to like learn new schemes, learn like really long play calls. And yeah, I mean, it's human for them to struggle, but if they don't have it figured out by the end of their second year, that's a good sign that yeah, this guy's not going to pan out.
Yeah, we
So,
saw
and
it.
it's also like because of how rookie contracts are too. Like Jamarcus Russell single-handedly changed the way rookies get paid because they don't get these huge, massive contracts that loom over the team. So, I mean, yeah, like the best window to win a Super Bowl is when your quarterback's on his rookie contract. Like, I mean, at least if you have a good team, if the rookie quarterback is actually good, like oftentimes he'll probably suck, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you want to like win within that window before you have to pay the guy.
Yeah, and I mean, we literally said it earlier. The Titans, for example, I mean, Cam Ward has shown flashes of great play this year. I mean, he's going to be a phenomenal quarterback in the NFL. I think he's going to go a real long way. He's going to have a great career, but, I mean, the Titans were fucking ass still last year. So, I mean, the team being ass doesn't mean that the lead QB is ass. It really just comes up to how they play, and I agree. You should be able to see that within the first 3 years of their rookie deal.
All right, cool. Jake, I'm gonna go ahead and give you this next one. This one goes to college football. Obviously, the biggest topic on college football right now is Sark's comments about Texas Tech's schedule, saying that he would beat them with their third and fourth stringers. What do you have to say about Sark making those comments? Starting now.
Well, I really like the confidence he has, but I will say I think he's definitely wrong. But I think it just more shows like it's a different league. Like obviously it's probably a diss of the Big 12 too. The Big 12 was really petty about OU and Texas leaving. I even remember like the Big 12 commissioner Brett Yormark, like the last year of when Texas was in the Big 12. Obviously Texas and Tech always played on. They'd always play on thanks or the day after Thanksgiving, and he was hoping that Tech, upset Texas on Thanksgiving like they had the year before. And if you're a Texas fan, you probably remember that Texas won that game 57-7. So I think it's a little bit. I think Texas also within the state just gets disrespected as a whole by other Texas programs. Like obviously A&M's fan base, Tech's fan base will tell you we develop talent, we put more guys in the league than Texas, but that's really just not true. And this last year, Texas like they were just really like they were really young. Like they definitely should not. In the grand scheme of things, like looking back at it, they should not have been ranked number one to start the year. Although they still finished strong, they were really young and they had a lot more developing points. So I think that's kind of more shows that they're twos and threes because a lot of those guys are going to be their twos and threes this year. And they still finished as a top 15 team, but I don't think they would go like undefeated in the Big 12 conference, but I think they could probably win like 8 to 9 games. But I think if anything, it just more shows like Sark has. He thinks they have this year is just going to be, a God squad because he's been talking crazy about not even just Tech, but like Ole Miss. Like he said, Ole Miss, you got to take some BS classes and you end up getting a degree. And then he was dissing universities and stuff too. So he's put all his chips in his basket this off season. I mean I think they're the biggest spenders. They probably have like a damn near $50 million roster this year. So, I mean, I would be talking crazy too. All right.
But yeah, I mean, I think the craziest part is when he said, I mean, it would have been one thing if he said, yeah, I mean, we'll beat Tech's schedule pretty easily. But for him to say we'll do it with our twos and our threes and like our four, I'm like, it's like, okay, no, first off, you wouldn't do that. Like Arizona State almost beat you in like arguably one of the best playoff games in college football history, and you had all your starters going for that. Like, I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous to have a lot of confidence in your team, but making a statement like that is just inherently ridiculous because everybody knows it's not true.
That was the Scat Pack
Like-
Legacy game.
Sorry, what?
So that was the Scat Pack Legacy game, the Arizona State Texas playoff game.
Yeah, somehow Texas State did a better job of containing Scatterbo
Yeah, I don't
than
know.
Texas State.
We held him to what 24 total yards, and then Texas allows 150, and he threw a touchdown pass. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
Jordan
mean-
Tyson plays that game, Texas would have lost that year. But,
Yeah.
Jordan Tyson, typical injury, not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, Time will tell. I mean, with all these comments, Sark better hope that Texas does really well, makes the playoff, potentially even wins a championship. Because if they have a year similar to how they did last year, everybody's going to be on his ass for it, and rightfully so. Because those
Nah, man.
comments,
I'll tell you right now, this is like they are going to be my pick to win the national championship this year. I mean, I was looking at like this is just based on like Draft Express like preseason predictions. Like I don't know what the record is for combine invitees. I don't think there's been a team that had more than 20. I think Texas, according to the sources, could have like 24 guys draftable this year, which is ridiculous.
That is.
I mean,
Like
that
that,
is true.
with that much talent, like if you don't win, I'm kind of gonna look at you funny. But like obviously it's Sark, so he might pull it off.
Yeah,
No
we'll
offense.
see. Time will tell. No offense to Sark. All right, Turbo. You're going to go and get this last question. This one's going to be basketball related.
All right.
So, with the Knicks winning the Eastern Conference Finals, going on to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, how do you think they would fare against either the Thunder or the Spurs starting now?
I think their best bet is to play the OKC Thunder. If they have any chance of winning. Even I think then it will still be pretty low, just because I mean they're gonna go. They're the defending champs, and they have the reigning MVP winner this year in Shea Gorgeous Alexander. Um,
That was so good.
I think the Knicks will. I think the Knicks will play really good. Like I said, they're the hottest team in the NBA. If OG and Mikal are doing what they're doing, and they're just balling, I mean, I think it's the Knicks can actually make a run for the championship. And I'd be scared to live in New York if the New Yorks win. I think they might tear down the Statue of Liberty somehow, some way.
I don't think
That'd be
New
sick.
York
The
will
Knicks
have
win.
Oh,
such-
it's getting thrown in the Hudson.
I don't.
Like,
I thought you were gonna say what I was about
that'd
to
be
say.
in-
I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on what I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
about
Cam,
to
shut
say.
up, shut up, shut up.
I'm glad you're showing restraint.
I am. I've learned. I'm maturing.
I still think either way though, it's gonna be a good matchup. The Knicks definitely the best team coming out of the East. It's just shown that they've dominated teams that are it's just like stats saying that other teams are better, but Knicks are out there beating the crap out of them. But I do think the winner will be out of the West, either OKC or Spurs. Whoever wins tonight, I think is going to win the series. The Knicks' future is looking good, though. I mean, it just shows that they won the trade in trading off Randall and for Cat. Just like what Randall did this year. Now he's probably going to get sent off. But if the Knicks are just playing team ball how they have been, and Brunson's going to be leading the charge, I think they could make it a 7 and possibly even win, depending on how they play.
I didn't even have to use the get out for you. Good job, Turbo.
I
But
Thanks,
yeah,
Will.
I don't think the Knicks are going to win the finals. That's just me. But I do think that they could make it a competitive series. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they only got like a game, like a gentleman's sweep.
yeah.
The Knicks are, yeah. I mean, the Knicks are definitely a good team.
It's
And
just
like also you
if
got
they're
to think about how
consistent.
like the Pacers did last year as well, where I don't think many people were expecting that to go to a 7 game series, and it did. And the Pacers probably could have won if Halliburton didn't tear everything in his leg in
Yeah.
Game 7.
That was
So
heartbreaking.
yeah, I mean, obviously we're not going to know until the series is played. I do think whoever makes it out of the West is going to win the championship, but I do think the Knicks are going to put up a better fight than a lot of people are giving them credit for, just because they'll have to play the Spurs or the Thunder.
And not even that, they're gonna have to play at Madison Square Garden, arguably the hardest place to play in basketball right now.
Man, dude, everything going on at the Garden last night was crazy, bro. The city was flooded with bodies. It's awesome to watch to see New York United like that. I mean, they look so happy, and even though they're
And they
destroying
canceled the watch
everything.
party.
I'm
And they were
sure
just
they,
out there.
I'm sure they had to. Did you see? I saw someone posted they put a side by side picture of the police lined up for the watch party and a side by side of the Batman movie with Bane, where the cops are like going to fight. Where it's like all the cops lined up going to fight Bane. It looks like the same picture. It's crazy. I
That's
love.
just New York on a like average Tuesday.
I want to say right now my statements earlier that the Knicks will get swept by the Spurs. I still stand by that. I like the Knicks a lot. I really do. I love Brunson. I've loved him for a while. The guy took a $115 million pay cut to build this super team, and it's paying off. That's money that the average person will never ever see in their entire lifetime, and he took that out of his salary to go build this team to make it to the finals, and they've gotten there. And I'd love to see them win it if they're playing against OKC. But if they see the Spurs, bro, like I said, you might be right. They can get one game, but Spurs all the way. Other way around, if OKC comes out on top of this series and they end up in the finals, I want to see the Knicks bring pain. I want to see this Mikal Bridges playing like the guy he needs to be. I mean, these last couple of games, he's been going crazy. Josh Hart, too, he's been playing his heart out this postseason. That team really wants to win, and New York really, 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 I think New York wants this win bad. And I'm so scared to see what happens to that city if it does happen. I mean, I just think it would be.
See what happens regardless. I gotta be honest.
I think the military is gonna have to get. Yeah, either way, win or lose, the military is probably going to be stationed in New York for a little bit.
If they lose in anything less than 7 games, it'll probably be fine. But if they win or lose in 7 games, New York probably ceases to exist.
Somehow Philly's going to be rioting as well. They're just always doing something over there.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
I guess is that it for debate?
Yep, that's it for debate. Do we have any questions from chat?
I don't see any chat. If you guys are here and want to ask some questions, now's the time to do so. We will answer them accordingly. Otherwise, if I don't see any questions, I guess we'll just push it on into garbage time and close this thing out. I'm not getting any questions on either of my monitors, so I'm assuming that we're probably going to be wrapping here. Yeah, garbage time it is. So let's do a couple recaps on last week. Last week I said that we'd get a 7-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I was wrong. It ended in 4. Last week, we'll do a recap on the win-loss with Tailing Turbo. We're looking at 1-5 right now with a chance to get another big win tonight, which I think we will. I'm liking Turbo's picks today. Let's go ahead right now and make the bet for next week that we're going to be looking at 2-5. Also, Melly, thank you for the follow. And yeah, I guess that's about it for me. Does anybody else have any closing remarks they'd like to throw in?
I don't believe so.
All right.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week, guys. Tune in Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. And thank you guys for tuning in today.
Yes, thank y'all for being here. We really appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, subscribe, follow, all of those things.
Subscribe.
And also,
Comment.
don't forget to follow, comment, like, and subscribe. We really
There we go.
appreciate it when you do those things. That would be perfect. Yeah, that's about it. We'll see you guys.
Bell.
Yeah, that Noto bell too. Turn those noties on and get every bit of information from us. We'll be posting the recap on Turbo's slip tomorrow, and we're gonna try to get some more clips going up. Everyone's been a little busy lately, so we haven't been posting as much on the socials, but we'll try to get back to that because I know you guys love to see those little clips that Chris makes. But yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys.